Hi guys, welcome to the Pump Room. My name is Ali and this is a gay cocktail channel that focuses on getting rid of the wankiness in making drinks. Today we are making the Rusty Nail, a combination of Drambuie and whiskey and a little bit of lemon, and we're going all the way back to the 1940s. No, that's phenomenal. Cress isn't here today unfortunately, so you're stuck with me. So yeah, enjoy. Like I'm just like this big old burst. So what is the Rusty Nail? Well, according to Difford's guide, the Rusty Nail was created at a Hawaiian bar in 1942 for artist Theodore Anderson. It was then popularized in the 1950s at Club 21 in New York City. But David Wondrich has traced the mixing of Drambuie and whiskey back to 1937 in a drink called the BIF. I have no idea what that stands for. Big... I can't think of anything. But Difford's guide has suggested that the mixing of Drambuie has been going around for decades before that, because Drambuie was made in a cellar in Edinburgh back in 1908. So of course they've mixed it together. At some point they've mixed it together. But what is Drambuie? Let's give it a try then. So Drambuie is a combination of heather, honey and whiskey. It is a liqueur. I've grown up with seeing this on pretty much every back bar within Scotland. Pretty much seemed to me as like an old kind of person's liqueur. Percentage wise, still 40% alcohol. That's still a lot for a liqueur. So let's pour a little bit in. You can smell that whiskey coming through, very, very malt, very rich. But then that honey really just comes in and like, doesn't overpower it, but really blends well with it. Very sweet, but it's got that heat coming from the whiskey. It's a delicious liqueur. I would even just drink it on ice after a meal. Beautiful, wow. So, let's do a Rusty Nail. So to make the Rusty Nail, you're gonna need a few ingredients. You're gonna of course need Drambuie. You're also gonna need a Scotch whiskey. In our case, we're using J&B Rare. It's a blended whiskey, very similar to Bell's and Grouse, but we also need a lemon. We need a cheeky little lemon. We need a lemon, okay? If you're making this at home, you don't need to use J&B Rare. You can use any whiskey you'd like. I would suggest something like a Dewar's 12-year-old. Again, it's down to your personal preference, what whiskey you use. If there's a particular type of single malt whiskey that you like, give it a go with this combination. So I've seen a few people make this drink as a build, literally putting it in the glass, adding ice, adding your ingredients, and giving it a stir. But what I would suggest is getting a mixing glass, and we're gonna actually stir it with some ice. We're gonna dilute it very slightly and chill it as well. If you haven't got a mixing glass, don't worry, you can use yourself just a pint glass or a tin. Right, let's crack on. So I'm gonna start off by chilling my glass. So it's 45 mils of Scotch whiskey. Again, you can use any whiskey you like. Then we're gonna add in 15 mils of Drambuie. Next, we're gonna add some ice. And we're gonna grab ourselves a long bar spoon. Bar spoon lives in the bar. And we're gonna just give it a stir. Just need to stir a little bit. Just chill it, dilute it ever so slightly. Use a Hawthorne strainer. I'm gonna pour that in. It's a very short drink. It's a very boozy drink. But then what we're gonna need now is a lemon twist. Yoink. Squeeze that over top. Get rid of all them oils. Look at that, and then I'm just gonna slide it in there. Okay, and that is your Rusty Nail. Very, very simple drink to make, but it's a gorgeous drink, especially if you like whiskey and you don't want to do something like an old fashioned with a single malt. I mean, is that blasphemy? Maybe it's blasphemy, I don't know. But this is a very simple drink to do, you know, classic. What that Drambuie does, it just like sweetens off that whiskey, makes it a nice long drink, and it's great for someone who isn't a big fan of just drinking whiskey neat or a splash of water. They want something different, add a little bit of Drambuie to it. Personally, I would add a little bit more Drambuie to it. So instead of doing 15 mils, probably would do about 25 mils. So I do like it sweeter. So again, it's down to your personal preference. Change the specs the way you want to, but that's a decent drink. Anyway, there you go guys, that's the Rusty Nail, a really simple whiskey cocktail to make using 3 ingredients. Yes, the garnish is an ingredient, okay? I'm gonna say it, it's an ingredient. So guys, if you like this episode, don't forget to go like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on what we're doing here at the Pump Room. If you've enjoyed the rusty nail in the past, give a little comment below. Ooh. And we'll see you guys next Monday for another episode. Peace.